What's up, everybody? I am super excited about this week's prospect. He's one of my favorite running backs. He's a little undervalued, I think, right now, flying under the radar because his teammate is getting all the love right now. And I'm talking about Michael Carter out of North Carolina. This guy is what I want in a modern NFL running back. He gets me excited. If you liked Clyde Edwards-Helaire last year, you probably like Michael Carter this year. He's got so much talent. He's been showing up since freshman year at North Carolina. He's a guy that I want on my dynasty teams. I'm going to tell you why you want him on your dynasty team. First of all, like I said, he showed up freshman year, had 500 plus yards on the ground, scored 8 touchdowns. I mean, coming in as a freshman in the ACC, those are good numbers. That's impressive. We'd like to see that. And then the next year, he saw a little bit less volume, still was around 500 yards on the ground, but he upped his average yards per carry from about 5 to 7.1. Like to see that efficiency grow. And that's really what Michael Carter is. He's a very efficient back, and we see that with the rest of his numbers. His junior year, he had over 1,000 yards and 20-plus receptions, and then all culminated with this incredible senior season just this past year where he had over 1,200 rushing yards at 8 yards per carry, 11 total touchdowns, 25 receptions for 267 yards. All around back. He's probably known more for his receiving, but I'm here to tell you, this guy is a 3-down back. I don't care what you say about his size. He might be 5'8", but he's 202 pounds, and he's a thick guy. He has plenty of muscle. He's there to punish defenders despite his size, and I'd say that his size helps him out. He has incredible contact balance, and oh man, we're going to get into it. This is exciting. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. Michael Carter is a guy that you want on your team. But let's go ahead and start with the most obvious thing about Michael Carter is his ability as a receiver. That's his best thing that his best part of his skill set. He's probably the top receiving back in this class for me. I know there's other guys, some people like Kenneth Gainwell, Travis Etienne. But for me, Michael Carter is the best receiver in this class from the backfield. And it's not only just his hands, but he's such a natural pass catcher. His transition to after the catch is so natural and smooth. If you throw him the ball in the flat out of the backfield, it's almost like a handoff because he's not going to drop the ball and he's going to start running right away. He doesn't have any bobbles, doesn't have any second catches. He's just good to go, starts running with it. Even the throws behind him, you can see him make the turn easily. It's really impressive. And you can see that, in the modern NFL, we need running backs who can catch the ball. In your dynasty fantasy football team, you need running backs who can catch the ball for your PPR leagues. Those touches are valuable in the air. So he's bringing that to your team. But it's not just the hands. It's his ability to manipulate linebackers with his routes. It's his athleticism to get down the sideline on wheel routes. I mean, ready? Are you ready for this? He's impressive.
Yards total offense in the first 3 quarters here at Chapel Hill today. What will the fourth quarter hold? Well, Howell has been outstanding, continues that. Right away goes to Carter for the end zone.
His ability to come into the flat. We can watch it again. He looks like he's just running a flat route, and the linebacker bites. As soon as the linebacker bites, he turns up the field, and we see that burst. Turns up the field, goes up the sideline, easy catch in stride, takes it for the touchdown. Love this about Michael Carter.
Yards total offense in the first 3 quarters here at Chapel Hill today. What will the fourth quarter hold? Well, Howell has been outstanding, continues that. Right away goes to Carter for the end zone.
And not only does he have these good hands, to catch it in stride, keep running, but he's like a receiver out there because he can catch the ball in the middle of the field through contact, hold on, get you those hard yards.
Johnson replacing Anderson at center. Howell flips it across the middle. Big hit delivered, but a nice catch made in traffic by Carter. That's a running back.
I love what I see out of Michael Carter in the passing game. But like I said earlier, this guy's not just a satellite back. He's not just a scat back. He is a 3-down back in my eyes. I'm not sure if he'll be there rookie year, depending on how his draft capital goes and the landing spot, but he has the ability to be a 3-down back. He's a great runner. And one of the things I look for when I scout running backs is not only just their vision. That's always important, but their patience behind the line of scrimmage. To be an elite running back in the next level, you have to be patient behind the line of scrimmage. You need your blocks to develop. You can't run into the back of your offensive lineman. You need the running lanes to open up based upon the play call. And we see that with Michael Carter at the college level. He's a patient runner, and it works out for him that he's able to create these chunk plays because he lets his plays develop. He lets the blockers get ahead of him. He lets those defenders get pushed out of the way. He uses his eyes to manipulate linebackers into the wrong hole. He keeps his feet moving behind the line of scrimmage. He just does everything that I want out of a running back. And it turns out that he can have plays like this.
First and 25, Michael Carter. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? A house call on 1st and 25 for North Carolina.
And not only is he that patient runner, but he has the athleticism to finish runs, to have that big run like he just did. Now, not only is he patient, and we'll see that again in this next clip I'm going to show you, but he has the lateral ability to make people miss. He's not maybe the most elusive running back in the class, but he makes people miss. He finds open running lanes. He's elusive in his own special way where he's finding space. He's not going to break a ton of tackles at the next level, most likely, but he's finding space whenever he runs the ball. And at the end of the day, if you can find open space, you can create chunk plays.
When you got a running back who's sending messages to big hitting safeties and then breaking tackles and going for the end zone again, this is getting ridiculous. Heels stretch the lead, and it's Carter who joins his backfield mate Williams in the end zone.
Ooh. Sorry to all those Miami fans out there. But Michael Carter, man, he, like I said before, he gets me excited. You watch that play, you see that lateral ability to make the people miss, to get into the open space and finish the touchdown. I love it. And not only does he have that lateral ability, I mean, I'm just going all about his strengths right now. You know, he has the contact balance. When you comp Michael Carter, some people might say Maurice Jones-Drew, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you're looking for guys who are smaller and stout like he is. But I want to say he's a weeble, because weebles wobble, but they never fall down. And that's Michael Carter. His contact balance is incredible. He's able to run and break arm tackles because he's so thick and small. His center of gravity is low. He bounces off tacklers who throw their body around. He's a weeble, man. He's going, and it's hard to bring him down. It really is hard to bring him down. So I just love what he brings as a runner as well as a receiver to the next level. And at the end of the day, I don't think he has any true weaknesses in his game. I think he does everything that you need a running back to do well. And then, of course, his receiving ability is a plus. His biggest knock is his 5'8" size, but at 200 pounds, 202 pounds at the Senior Bowl, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it at all. He's much more built like Maurice Jones-Drew or Clyde Edwards-Helaire than he is like Dry Archer or Darren Sproles. I'm not worried about his longevity. I'm not worried about his ability to take hits. So I'm all in for Michael Carter, despite his 5'8" frame, not worried about it. Now, going forward, I say this every video. I say it every article. I am so upset there's no NFL Combine. I love the Underwear Olympics. It's just fun to watch the numbers and compare the players. But don't expect Michael Carter to blow up his pro day. If anything, Javonte Williams is going to have a great pro day, and he'll be taking all the media attention. But don't worry about it. We're not expecting Michael Carter to put up a 4.3 40 or do anything too crazy. He's not the most athletic running back in this class, but we see on film that he has the burst, he has the long speed, he has the lateral ability. We see it. He's going to test okay, and that's fine. We're not going to set our expectations too high. We know he has enough athleticism to make it at the next level. And he's had such a good offseason already because people are watching the Dyami Brown. They're watching Daz Newsome. They're watching Sam Howell for next year. They're watching Javonte Williams. The North Carolina offense was exciting. So Michael Carter's getting his tape in front of a lot of eyes right now. He's rising up big boards on different analysts and scouts. And he had a great Senior Bowl. So he's having a great offseason. I'm not too worried about any testing numbers that may come up. Their pro day for North Carolina is March 29th. So keep an eye out for that. Now, like I said, a little under the radar, but he's having a great offseason with the scouts and the analysts. So at the end of the day, I see him as a third-round pick in the NFL draft, possibly sneaking into the end of the second, depending on what teams see on him. Now, if he goes in day 3, say like early to mid round, he's going to have a contract similar to Keyshawn Vaughn's, which is a 4-year deal for about $4.75 million. And, at about $1 million per year cap hit, that's great value for a guy that in PPR leagues can produce running back 2 numbers game in, game out, especially depending on the landing spot. He could be a 3-down back and, have some great running back 1 weeks. I think this is a guy that's going to be a great value in your rookie drafts. He's not one of the top 3, 4, 5 guys on a lot of big boards. He's my running back 3. I love Michael Carter. I think in the modern NFL, he's a guy that really fits and can produce on all 3 downs. And I think that's really important to have at this next level. Now, to finish up, it's always fun to talk about landing spots. And there's a couple landing spots that people like to throw around. I got one that I really, really like, and the one that's a bit sneaky that you probably haven't heard before. So my favorite landing spot for Michael Carter is with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the reigning champions. Yes, they have Ronald Jones, and you might be in on Ronald Jones, you might be out. It doesn't really matter because at the end of the next year, at the end of this next season, he's a free agent. So they're going to be looking for a running back. I think Michael Carter would be able to step in day 1 and be a complimentary running back to Ronald Jones. He's a good pass protector. He's good in the receiving games. I think he would do very well with Tom Brady in his rookie year. And then he could learn from Tom Brady and Ronald Jones. And into next season, if they let Ronald Jones walk away in free agency, Michael Carter would be able to take on the lead back role for 2022. And you'd be more than happy with what he could produce with that role, especially coming out of the backfield, Tom Brady. I love the potential there. He could really be a James White kind of PPR guy, but with much more rushing upside. And here's my sneaky landing spot. It came to me on the spot while I was writing my article. I hadn't really thought about it before. But looking at the early to mid 3rd round, who could be looking for a running back like Michael Carter at that point? I thought, it would be really interesting if the Denver Broncos picked up Michael Carter in the 3rd round. So they have the 71st pick. And at that point, in the 3rd round, you're grabbing a guy for value. And Michael Carter would once again be able to come in, be a great compliment to Melvin Gordon, who's there for 1 more year. Phillip Lindsay's on his way out as a free agent. And who even knows what's going on with Royce Freeman? I believe he might be a free agent as well. So Michael Carter, once again, playing that receiving back role next to Melvin Gordon in this spot. And then in 2022 could step up and take the lead back role. And the Broncos offense is already very exciting, and they're just a quarterback away. If they can grab a quarterback, Michael Carter in that landing spot would be, really exciting. And I think if he lands with the Denver Broncos, he might fall in rookie drafts because that's not a super exciting landing spot for a running back this year. But if he does land there, you'd be getting a great value in your rookie drafts, possibly, 2nd round, possibly even 3rd round if it's super flex tight end premium. There's so much talent in this year's draft. Michael Carter is going to be a value in your 2nd round. Look for it. It's exciting. Just trust me here. Michael Carter is the guy. And now, if you didn't like Clyde Edwards-Helaire and you, don't like the size, I get it. If you want to go for someone who's like Najee Harris's size, Javonte Williams, I understand. I'm not saying those guys aren't good, but Michael Carter, he's just an exciting player for me. I think he's great value, and I'm really not worried about the size at all. I do comp him to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but he's not as powerful as Clyde, but he's quicker and more athletic. So I like the upside there, especially in, the modern offenses in the NFL. And that's all for today's prospect. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at NFL, as well as Dynasty Owner at Dynasty_owner. We'll be bringing you plenty of top-notch content throughout the offseason because Dynasty Fantasy Football never stops. Until next time.